March, my Dipogenes! My ire never sleeps. Come, onward! Yes! Once more unto the bleach, dear pods. Thou hast earned my esteem. Who dares disturb me? You? Name yourself! By all the pods in the firmament, I swear, if thou hast disturbed me for any reason less worthy than the red memory of battle, I shall leave you sopped, dirty. I shall leave you as you present. Meet me, you. Civilian, you wanted to meet me. I am in the pitch of battle. My pods rampage, sacrificing themselves to be reborn yet again. And you have pulled me here because you wanted to meet me. I confess to you, civilian, I am in a state of indecision. I cannot decide if I hate you, or if I am impressed by your fortitude. Fortitude. Such bold abandon flaunts a newling's claim. For converse, strange, at altar side untold. You are not hated, despite thy impish impertinence. Perhaps there is something about you. But now is not the time. My occupation, my profession calls me back. For passion's sake I fly. For passion's sake I am not pulled again. Come to me only when the hurly-burly is done, to win or loss. Come before, and even thy puckishness shall not save thee. When 'tis done, you will no longer have to ask. You won't. But I am a creature of extremes. As though you would have any right, any reason for a judgment in this, my castle. I am a frothing wave of passions, and you, hardly an innocent, are the flotsam I shall toss around today. I am ahead of myself. Much as I should wish to play you like a delicate bubble in a windstorm, I am called elsewhere. I am called to a place where even the irritant of you must be washed away on greater tides. Go now. Consider thyself lucky to have escaped your inadvertent brush with the divine. You careless fool. You speak of that you cannot know. May the pods defend you should that intelligence ever fall within your purview. A foolish if brazen charm. Thou may perhaps survive me in time. Yes, I think thou art wise. Go, while your legs will carry you. Go while your blood remains enveined. Should you return, I wish you luck. With me, thou mayst need it. Threatening? Thinkest thou truly I have threatened? I have merely spoken, peasant. Bloom faith in thy breast that in the face of a true threat from this general of note, thy knees should tremble, buckle, and bear you swiftly to a merciless ground. And good, too. My health routine, while extensive, does not include speaking without purpose. Neither does it include abandoning my troops in the heat of conflict. The war beats rage across the woven field, and soldiers in their multitudes bleed low. Open thy mouth not to keep me from this, the home of my heart. Keep your knees for now, civilian. You mayst need them when next we chance upon each other. Chat. What is chat? Oh, frothing hell. Thou hast torn me from my pods for the crush of soul and spirit that resides in the slime of banter? Clearly I am unknown to you. It shines from this like a cherried drunkard's nose that thou hold'st my truth not within thy ken. Go now. A clement beat has leaked beneath the scale of armor snaking back to regiment. Take it now. Take it before I snatch it back from ungrateful fingers. Do so. Thou wouldst dare it. So do. You would be unwise to quibble with the creature who affronts you over the meaning of a simple and poorly timed verbal missile. Had I not a battle of true merit raging yet within my sight, I would dispatch you here and now to the there and then, from whence none but my stoic soldiers of suds ever return. Your pin-pricked courage carries through this folly, brusque and brazen, foolish unto death. Will my descent imbue thy futile lunacy with honor? Nay, I scorn your clown-streaked show. In words you might understand, I bid you flee before thou art flown. Back! Yes, oh yes, would you? Nothing would please me more than the sight of your retreating back. Now I see flattery is thy weapon. Thou wouldst distract me, a saboteur snaking through the lines to deprive my soldiers of their general. Thinkest thou, O fairest fiend, that I will not see? Thinkest thou I will not tear thy cashmere blend from the burned hollows of mine eyes, and see thou in the cold light of a betraying moon? But here I am. I play into the hands of misdirection by spending my precious energy here with the agents of defeat, instead of on the combed field beside the pods who fight and die for a clean honour. Thy victory fails, withers, stales in place, unwashed and full, lost in cleansing fire. On with you. On with you, and return when and if thou art chastened by this failure. No! You. Why you? Why anyone? Why would a being with a beating heart chance upon this cursed place? For any place that would play host to the lukewarm slickness of my humiliation must bellow and pollute like a mouth of sulphurous hell. My failure. The stain, though valiant and unflagging through the pods, their lives into the fray of soap and weave, yet the devil dines upon the thread, and shows to all the world his stained grieve. For you to have come here now, you can only be an agent of the hellish fiend. A demon thou must be, and sent for shame, to turn in separate wounds the salted screw. Just what an enemy would say, a cowardly one. To lie to the face of a defeated foe. If you are truly not mine enemy, why have you come? Surely a better entertainment is available to you than my pitiful writhing. Why watchest thou this silent parade? Would the best be defeated by a simple blot of tomato sauce? I think not. Our fortunes in your estimation are thus linked. Here I have believed that atop this shelf I stand in pride, a solitary peon to the inevitability of lonely death. I had hoped at least that in the quietude there would be glory at the setting of my lid. But you show a changed image to mine eyes. As am I. More sorry than the sorriest could say. My state meaner and more abject than before I had imagined possible for one so proud, so self-assured as this general. I find myself too open and undone. I find myself unmade. She was such a proud sweater. Such a stoic weaving of cashmere and wool, to be felled by a single missiled blot of marinara. The spiked pill of tragedy has passed. But in these guts the nightshade knife persists, don't I? Such has always been my way. In my lowered state I see the mirage of an offer of companionship in your words. But surely it is just that. A false idol crying out in the desert air for worship and for water. Who would want to fight by my side? And who now, at the bottom of the pendulum's path? You did. And do you indeed? Yes, of course. You would be the one to win at the end of my victory, to feel the loss most keenly after the field has been cleared, and there are no more daring actions to be hazarded for bravery. I ask forgiveness for my lack of vision. You and I are together in this. When dauntless I proceed into the fray, not for myself or pods alone, I dare. Be confused, thou fool! I shall not descend from pure expression to explain myself to you, nor ascend from the mud-thick depths I now inhabit to walk along your false-sunned, paper-bloomed simplicity. I require not your pity nor your understanding gaze. Well, well. Fortune smiles upon the unworthy today. I may have faced a battle that has bested me, but here, in the form of this mewling amphibious wretch, the chance to redeem my honor. I warn you, flee. Should you continue down this path, there may be no returning from the land you penetrate. Do you wish to continue down this path of ire and permanent retribution? Yes, adjust. Go and adjust. Fix your delicate sensibilities to the cart that will pull you safely through the terrifying landscape of my expression. Perhaps I fault you not in truth, but here, amongst the battle wreckage, rage yet reigns. I advise a flight to safe environs while that path remains open to you. For night shall gather in around you with a sensate shadow, and block out the sun of understanding for all time. Despite the failure I confront this day, my worth and valor unbesmirched lie. A banishment from my sight shall serve both our purposes, I fear. And let thee rail and plea against it as thou must. Much good may it do to an amused ear. I see. At least I think I see. My eyes are yet clouded by tears. The spent blue blood of valiant pods I threw to watery slaughter. Thank you. It is. But I shall think on your offer. Though alone I've walked this weary path, the darkest curtain may yet lift light. Grant me time, if thou wouldst. I am yet discomposed, and would not treat on matters weighty until I am recovered. Come back. Come back, I ask thee. Do you mean you speak as though we are a team? Could you mean, and the mere mention is an arrow in the dark field of my battle-wearied consciousness, that I am not commanding in isolation? Comradeship. As arm in arm we march, not alone but linked in faith and purpose, lights the hollow of an emptied heart, the way to victory clean and undiminished, of course. I am the general, but you, the purchaser, the arbiter of deployment and even of the field of engagement. My apologies. I'm too used to command to content myself with camaraderie, too focused on the threads and I forget the wearer. Commandant. It would be folly. It has been folly to call you less so. From my attrition may you grant me pause. A bending fresh to action's ta'en and haste is needed. I cannot speak more now. If my commandant thou art, I beg thy patience as I recompose. It shall be my honor to receive thy counsel and thy society when I have reformed. So you have returned. Returned, hast thou? I'll confess to a budding interest in meeting you anew. Perhaps this time you will choose the path of honor. Once again, I begin to doubt thy intentions. No! But the ire rises! But how monstrous of me! Perhaps you do but throw yourself into the fray with a pure heart. One final chance I offer thee. Sensations new and welcome fill my breast, as stranger, leader, colleague doth present. As I now see mine army is but yours, so must I, loyal, follow in its wake. And though exhaustion yet lies heavy on my lid, your enterprise will spring me forth anew. Have you a task? Have you a great battle to be fought? What army? Do you not know? They are the tiny bricks upon which an empire is built. They are the fluid flowing through the veins of the life you live, blood unseen. The cleanliness you take for granted, they provide at the expense of existence itself. Would you meet them? Would you lift the veil from your eyes and appreciate the sacrifices that make you possible? And what understanding is that? Well. In light of this gray-scale darkness you seem so proud of, I am afraid I can no longer give you a choice. You will understand what they have done for you, what they will do for you willingly. I stand in rage and torrent for the lines of willing soldiers destined for the field, where death and glory each the other pines. But in the face of apathy, I yield. I cannot make you do, but I can make you go. The power of my presence I yet hold. Time. Haven't we always time? What is time? Time is measured only by our actions, by our awareness of it. I am aware only of the time stolen by death. My dipogenies expiring. Time is the time elapsed between their noble rush and their dissolution. Yes, we've time. But such a stain as ink or blood that seeps, with empty mercy and with mirth remains. It is my curse. It is a depth of feeling that is never filled. Perhaps, if I could bring you into it, it would not feel so fathomless. Would you consent to learn more deeply of my world? Then I shall show you my companions. The truest and most fleeting friends. Of course, a time and a place. I've swum alone till puckered plastic bites. More lonely darkness nips a practiced wound. Lost. The only place to start when one is seeking. I was lost once. Lost, empty, I wandered through the echoing inner reaches. Until then. Until I was filled with friendship and with purpose. Only in the darkness, lost and quiet, can the gentle beacon lead us home. Come. Meet the harlequin heroes of the field. Do you ask? You do not know. Forgive me. Or perhaps I am shocked by what you do not see. How strange. That we can see the same horizon day and night, and yet its contours are unexplored. Allow the remedy to flood your understanding at long last. Indeed, The viscous burble before the storm, the boldest challenge, baiting danger's ego, soaking in the bloody moment's grin. Perhaps you would meet the troops that carry out our carnage-minded stratagems, the bold Diogenes. Not right now. Ah, yes. Because to the minds of some, the later moment is the greater. The now is already passing, so why grasp at it? Why attempt to live when life is flowing by us unchallenged? Rising bile, a curling lip sucks air. My exhaled ire repelling vile indifference. Should you require a translation, I advise distance from me, and quickly. How darest thou? Thou show'st thy face here, in this sacred realm which thou hast profaned with indifference and irritation, an unwelcome grain of sand to produce a rotted and misshapen pearl. I present to you the Diogenes. They are mine to command, though I do not relish in my duty. They are who I deploy into the fray. They bring me victory. They bring us victory, and it destroys them. Sound buzzers, and our dirtied ensign waves. Victory bought by friends in drowned graves. Weird! It must be so! It must be weird to realize the wheels within wheels necessary to support this life you take for granted. The courage and sacrifice of my Diogenes, I assure you, is the least weird thing present on this field. A field which I fear shall no longer suffer the tread of an unconscious heel. A toll indeed. The slow drop leaking. Coin by coin my strength bled by the loss of them, to whom the battle always falls. If I could take their place. Oh, if I could but sacrifice for them the way they do so lovingly for me. There is more to do here. There is more of them to know. There is more of us to know, and the next battle is always in the offing. But I ask, familiar stranger, for reprieve. Preparation has begun for our next engagement, as it must be near. Perhaps you will join us again. Perhaps you will come and feel the glorious sadness you have but glimpsed. That is indeed my meaning. It pleases me to be understood, if only yet shallowly. You hold great promise, I feel. Your zeal to be present for the intensity and depth I only let you glimpse. I look forward to your return. It is right to be sensitive to love, to loss. If that was an attempt at what is called a joke, I am not amused. To move wild laughter in the throat of death, it cannot be. It is impossible. And the throat of death is all that would disgorge what lies before you. I advise another attempt at forthrightness, but not now. Gather thy thoughts. Essay again anew. The dance of knowing and of being known. I understand. A forthright effort honestly begun is honest honor to a forthright soul. We are here. They are mere bit players in an epic they cannot see. I am their eye, their protector and their destroyer, and each time I am put away to await the next battle, I wonder, will I be able to throw them unto death again when the time comes? Once more unto the breach they cry, once more, my own heart cowering 'neath their couraged roar. Oh, not until this very moment did I realize how I have longed to hear those words. I could not have known the new longing that I might find in the fighting of this noble war. Aside an equal, aside another who could see it. To see, and seeing to be seen. A nameless pleasure like a bell is struck. If experience is any teacher, you will go now. Dust draws me in, soft and grey, forgotten. Loss, the oldest thought I might yet earn. Not in heart, I see. But leave you must. I must prepare the Diogenes for the next engagement, and you must gift me with an absence. A moment to take stock of sensation and possibility. When you return, you will fight with me. You will fight with us. Perhaps a battle of a different character. On field and flirtatious fold will run. A war for honor, victory, and for fun. That word is so new. It breaks open like bright candy on my tongue. Go now, before the sparkle can turn to fire. Leave you shall. My heart sinks, I find. What a strange sensation. Do not mistake me. I am no stranger to a weighty heart. Anticipation waits me different now than loss or grief. This weight a pleasing pull. Shouldst thou return, I offer only this. There are other games to play in battle. Nothing personal indeed. Thy flippancy is a rotten egg in a shining shell, a small betrayal in a silken coat. I have not meant to shame or even wound. Milk shall never mix with battled blood. So you see, I have all the personal I need. Ah, thy ignorance would astound were it not so commonplace. Most cannot see the world they inhabit. They are blind, and happily so. Vision bringing more weight than most can carry of knowledge and of debt. Is this how you feel? Bearest thou a weight too burdensome for unaccustomed shoulders? Then light has broken into grateful eyes, it seems. Let the seal fall. Should thou return, there will be more to see. There are other battles to be fought, other outcomes, pleasures to be gained. Let not a narrowed view o'ercloud your eyes of maybe some day soft skin gasping skies. Thy presence hath unmannerly loosed my tongue. I beg thee, go. The Diogenes and I must prepare for battle. Perhaps you have preparations of your own, battles as yet unnumbered. Go, I beg thee. I speak of what I have not yet known. Far. Wouldst thou say that I care overmuch? Or my investment is out of joint with circumstance? Ah, I see. It is not a real concern to which you refer. Thy objection is to my manner. You belittle the existence I have built, and question and cherish. Shallowly in your breast you harbor a mocking laughter over me. I see now a wound upon myself. I've heard it said that when a wound is given, the cause is either a greater or a lesser strength than they who are wounded. If lesser, spare the injurer. If greater, spare thyself. I spare us both. Get thee from my sight, if indeed it is the source of objection. The effort of destroying you is better applied elsewhere. And if the cudgel could strike home more truly, I should wish it would to spare the moment's grace. An honest answer, if one that raises sick acid in my throat. Allow me not to detain you for another moment. Thou shouldst be only where the desire most strongly draws you, and a field for reckless care and duty is clearly not your native home. Thinkest thou truly that their demise has been my object? Great gods, no! I have merely been the instrument. I deploy them, yes, I am their general and their leader, but their sacrifice is inborn. It is their reason. It is their truth. There are carvings on my soul for everyone I shall never see again. What I've lost, I could not keep, and yet to hold them here should be my cruelest crime. Wouldst thou color me in blame for doing what must be done? What thou hast demanded of us, for honoring the meaning in countless lives? Great gods! To think we have been conversing this long and so foundational a misunderstanding was poisoning everything. I have been familiar with grief before, but this toxic ignorance will break my heart. To have been seen, but twisted and reversed. Thou shouldst ne'er return now. Thy disgust at harboring what thou must now think I am, thou shalt see. Should you choose to return, I will show you. The Diogenes and I will show you the honor with which we fight. Thou wilt what? Eat? Consume? Dishonor my Diogenes? Avaunt thee, mischief maker! Hie thee away before mine ire grows and blows down the flimsy wall that guards thy trollish repugnance. I warn thee, thy leash is short and tipped with fine black powder. Back from thy flight, so here you are. The Diogenes and I were wagering thou wouldst not have the courage to return after the last time, especially after that febrile display of your perverted appetites. Well, I wagered so. They, being generous of sod and spirit, wagered you would find your courage, and so you have. Your medal mayhaps buys a chance to fight in comradeship once more. We The Diogenes and I are just about to begin our daily training. Should it please you, you will join us. If it doesn't please you, my recommendation is as swift and sure-footed an exit as you are capable of. My Diogenes are just as brutal on the training ground as they are in battle. Excellent! I have known fear to turn itself to courage at suggestion of a consequence of note. Prepare thyself. Oh, no. I have known many a stubborn stain to say the same thing. Dost thou not recall the 100 Beers' War? What thou didst or didst not consume is of no import. The weft and weave will carry truth unto the highest altar. Those splatters and splotches rode in like a conquering army. No sooner didst their sugar seal than hot and foamy came the pod's advancing fire. Down and broken fell their ailed towers, cock and folly driven to retire. The beer felt fear, and so mayst thou, if thou art wise. Now, wilt thou play, or wilt thou flee? So be it. Our time will not be dribbled away with the assignation of blame. Too little joy exists there, in truth. We face reality as it presents itself to us, and we greedily suck the marrow of each victory we earn through battle's gifting. Now, train, or turn away. So be it. Eat in health, whilst thou have it. Excellent! We train as we fight, consistently and with vim. It is an ancient game of chance and fate. One makes a choice, and then must honor it with presence and with blood. The outcome is unknown, but be it victory or defeat, the sacrifice remains. And the game, just as the battle, will rage in endless ecstasy for all time. Welcome, inductee, to the agoge of stone, parchment, shears! No, you are talking about rock, paper, scissors. A puerile children's game with no stakes, no honor. I speak of a training ground that makes my Diogenes fearless and awe-inspiring. I speak of something to believe in. Awaken thy faith. Rouse thy willingness to make meaning, thy readiness to lose so that thou might win. No more talk. We train! Of course you are. Hear my soul speak. Your openness has freed me as a ship from its moorings, and now I float, gleeful of abandon, into the open ocean. A newing pleasure, training at the side of equal verve, vigor, and resolve. What? This nonsense once more afflicts mine ears? A moment to collect my thoughts. Your demise must not be foremost now. Get out! Dumb. Thou must mean dumb as in speechless. Without words. I gift thee with my generosity by suggesting such. Any other interpretation of your words might cause you to be the ground on which my Diogenes trained today. Look, children. A squalid stain of insouciance upon this, our holy agoge. Whatever shall we do? Sometimes valor shows in the wisdom of a rearward advance. To dumb it down, a fine retreat. Now, on to training. Die we may. Die we all shall. How we die the book of heaven notes. In palest ink your note of passage lies. Let the battle begin! Unus, duo, tres, saggito! A bold cloaked newcomer shows their quality. Again! Unus, duo, tres, saggito! Agony, anguish, affliction. These are but words. Unus, duo, tres, saggito! Small they may be, yet mighty is their resolve. Fight, my soldiers! Unus, duo, tres, saggito! Foam and froth, go forth and fight! Unus, duo, tres, saggito! A stalemate between worthy rivals. Duel again! Unus, duo, tres, saggito! The stranger stands in a muck-strewn field of battle against the bedraggled horde of Diogenes. Their breath heaves, and exhalations struggle through the dust and sweat-soaked air. They both know this final onslaught will determine their fate. Fight for freedom. Fight for nobility. Fight for honor! Unus, duo, tres, saggito! 'Twas well fought, stranger. 'Twas well fought. Now thou must see the truth beneath the game. Duty above all else. Take thy sacrifice and leave me be. I have seen enough loss for one day. Come, let you go and make thy mother blind. For such a sight will blind a general's eye. 1 hour's storm will drown the fragrant pods. What will whole months of tears from mother's eyes? Do not draw back, for we will mourn with thee. Oh, could our mourning ease thy misery! We must rest now, our new-found warrior. Come again, if thou wilt. 'Twas well fought. In defeat you have shown your mettle, perhaps more so than in victory. Leave us be for now. The war continues, and ready we must be. Thou hast returned. Tell me, wouldst thou train more? We train again, always again. Lest single defeats become strings that bear our willingness to fight again into the stifling dirt. Did you? I can't think of what I would have to offer you, aside from training, the Diogenes. Good. Good. Well then, I suppose it was too much to expect we should share everything. The meeting of the minds we have already formed has been pleasure rampant for me. Of course, it is my constant honor to encourage them. Lie. I would never lie. Call'st thou me a liar? Dost thou charge that I would lie? Lie to my Diogenes, to force their hands, to manipulate? Dost thou charge that I would dishonor them? Thou slime-caked deceiver! What ho, thou valiant warrior! Welcome back to the site of your recent victory. The Diogenes still speak of you. You're something of a figure to them now. Could you not? No. I suppose it is a special thing they do. A rare and fine species are my Diogenes. I am grateful for your recognition, truly. They, as I, are so often overlooked. Thou hast done us honor, friend. But of course, it is a rare thing to find an equal in battle. To be seen, to find and feel such pleasure. Treasured memories float inside my mind. An iridescent tide of sweet sensation. There is mockery in thy voice, frail one. Have a care with where thy next step takes thee. There are deeper caverns in this land. In truth, I have not felt what I have felt with you before. A friendship. Clean esteem. It is nice. I shall keep it, I think. Should that be acceptable to thee, of course. It is my understanding that these things must be equally decided. Wonderful. A simple sun o'er dewy morning grass, and light, like fairy laughter, skips me onward. Thou hast awoken an ire so deep, an offence so broad, that there is no boat or raft that should bear thee across. The river shall swallow thee. The torrent shall engulf thee. Not even the light thy soul bears, should it even be so in a soul as quelled and twisted as thine must be, shall ever escape this cyclone into the deep. Never speak to me again. Trouble not my Diogenes, for it would dirty them beyond repair to expunge thy stain from the sight of the world. Your choices are your own. I leave thee to thine own filth. And I, of generals most rejected here, that spoke her ire with no uncertainty, must see ignoble and less sovereign actors slip through bonds of hate and rank repugnance. No! Get thee gone! Gone! You seek my forgiveness. I am armored, but not made of steel. Should your plea prove humorous rather than moving, I look forward to shoving my laughter down your throat. You are sorry, but you must apologize not just to me. Diogenes, be warned, brazen one. Their judgment is pure and their verdict is final. I will let them have you for a chew toy should they ask it of me. Luck is truly with you, it would seem. Perhaps not a friend born in blood, but one of pure intention nonetheless. I see a flush upon a faithful cheek, a glint of fire and longing in thy sight. Were I to be a speaker for your heart, upon new wings of love we might take flight. This is only what I have seen. I have been wrong. Gods know I have made mistakes. But if I am, sweet soul, tripping and stumbling now, tell me, before another drop of vulnerable blood spills from my lips. Then shall we two by dreaming moonset lie, on beds of blooms, hollows of safety sweet, gazing through the heart, the breath, the eye, gift our depths and secret souls to meet. Come, my darling warrior, thou and I hath waited long enough on this new field. We'll call the battle joined, our joinings sealed. My love, thou art returned. Far too proud am I to bend a knee and miss you, but the joints do waver in your presence. How dost thou? Is there anything the Diogenes or I can do for you? We've been training in some new ways, you know. Then take my greeting back with you on your travels. Shouldst thou need it refreshed, I shall be here. As always. Good morrow, friend. What pleasure to say the words and mean them too. I am quite occupied with training today, but please, what is thy pleasure? Well then, a fond if harried greeting back to you. The training ground awaits. Someday you shall have to return to us and repeat your day of measuring against the Diogenes. Realize. What is this realize? You cannot mean what I think you mean. The only context in which I have heard realize is the mystical transfiguration of an object like me into a human being like you. Ye gods, can you mean it? Me? But how? How is it done? How is it achieved? Should it be witchcraft? I must confess I have always felt a certain affinity toward the magical. But is it real? Could it be? Ye gods. Well then, my deepest well of challenge and of faith is emptied out. I give all for this boon. I shall do it. Remake me. You leave me on the edge of rapture? I have known you to be a source of mischief, but remember how thin my patience may yet grow. Very well. A soldier can always wait. Thou hast returned. Is it time? I admit my thoughts have drifted to your fey realm as of late. I long to feel your sun on my skin. I'd love to have skin and flay it from my rivals. My anticipation builds like a mighty thunderhead. Shall I shower you with my torrential tensions, or strike you down with a bolt of impertinence? Only time will tell. And your time is running short. What sayest thou? Draw thy weapon, knave! Unus, duo, tres, sagital! Curses! How? My gods. I feel so alive, so powerful, so tall! Ah, yes. Where have they gone, my faithful fighters? I feel them. It seems I have absorbed them all. Surely that is the magic of which we spoke. Their loves, their loyalty, their purposefulness now animate me and add to me to make my height prodigious. But that means I have even more reason to protect them. I shall never allow myself to be used, to be dissolved by circumstance without meaning. Perhaps. But might it also be the greatest gift? And to begin my life with love of that magnitude, I shall know myself as fortunate for the rest of my days. I am relieved you think so. Yes. If I do say so, yes, I do. All the better to protect you. Now, what shall we do? Hatch a scheme to dethrone a worthless monarch? Bathe in the blood of our mortal enemies? Drink in the sun and enrapture each other in the eyes of the gods? These contestants compete to be the best voice in the realm, to win the favor of these so-called judges. But the best voice is the loudest! Attempt to fill your eyes with further nonsense, fool, and I shall dismember your image from your geometric form! Come. I want words we bandied whispered into each other's ears. This new body longs for all the experiences I could not have before, and the wisdom of the Diogenes within me drives me on to adventures and passions I've not yet known. I shall miss you too, my love, but surely you can see. My desires have always been bigger than my container, and what a gloriously spacious container for experience I now possess. Real action bears its weight, and I bear mine. So action real by real enacted shines. I am real. It is real. We live, no? We live!